Hello there, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We are continuing the Mandalorian Season 2. This is Chapter 14, and wow, the last episode. Ahsoka Tano. She's here. Live action and everything. I don't know if we're going to see her again during this season. Maybe, hopefully, towards the end of the season. If they're going to go the route that they did with the first one, where he met a lot of people all the way throughout the season. And then he kind of gathered them up, or, you know, yeah.
It was one big collaboration.
Yeah, exactly, with all the allies towards the end. So maybe we're going to get something like that for these last episodes, because there's only 3 episodes left. This one, and then, of course, the last 2. And this one is directed by Rodriquez, so I don't know if there's going to be something special about it in the way that it's gonna be like something that's gonna represent his style of directing in a certain way. I don't really know what I'm expecting, but like story-wise, he's heading towards Tython.
Yeah.
Which that's really intriguing, because Tython, that's a planet that we are sort of familiar with, and especially if you've played the Old Republic, which you have. So that's the you said that was the starting point for some of the Jedi characters.
For the Jedi classes, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And there's an old temple there where if Mando puts Grogu on the Seeing Stone, I think it was, then he's going to be able to call out or send out a signal that a Jedi might pick up on. So the question there being, who's going to show up? Is it going to be a Jedi we already know about? Is it going to be a new one? Is a Jedi even going to show up? Or
is it going to be a Force Ghost? Or
yeah, or some different kind of Force user,
yeah.
Someone who's more dark side. There are a lot of possibilities when we talk about, Luke is the obvious one. Don't know if they're going to go that route. It would make sense for the story, but I don't know, like, real life wise, if they want to do that, like, and not using Mark Hamill, for example, because he would be too old by now. Or if it's going to be Cal Kestis, who might still be alive. Ezra, I don't think it's going to be Ezra, because and that's something we don't really know, because if you watched Rebels, then there's an epilogue in Rebels that happens after Return of the Jedi, where Ahsoka and Sabine, they go out and they look for Ezra and Thrawn as well. But Filoni actually said something in an interview where he wasn't really confirming it, and he wasn't denying it either, where like this thing that we saw here in the last episode with Ahsoka and her looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn, if that is happening before that epilogue or after, we don't know. So if it's happening before, then obviously she hasn't found Ezra yet. He's still out there. So that's really, really exciting to me, at least. We also maybe have someone like Quinlan Vos out there. And yeah, there are some possibilities. But there are also some people tracking them at the moment. We got the obvious, Moff Gideon. Got someone to put a tracker on the Razor Crest when the Razor Crest got fixed back at Navarro. But we also have someone from the first episode of this season, who might also be, on his tail. And that's Boba Fett. When is he going to show up again? Because we've almost, forgot about him. He was, the big, whoa, isn't that amazing? Isn't that awesome? Boba Fett is alive after the first episode. But then we got, Bo-Katan and Ahsoka and all these other things that kind of, took over hype-wise. But he's still out there, Boba. And he might still be on the trail and looking for Mando. So is that all going to come to a head soon? That's really exciting. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. It's just a lot to get into, but let's continue that after we watch the episode, maybe. So, unless you have anything?
Nope.
All right, then let's do it. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions, where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. We also have early reactions for The Legend of Korra at the moment, where we are 3 episodes ahead. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. And let's go. With what we're seeing here in the previously on, makes me think that maybe Moff Gideon and the Dark Troopers and everything is going to come into play
Already.
Oh. Is that Tython?
Grogu.
Oh.
Grogu.
Must be nice that he's actually responding now.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Believe in yourself, buddy.
Is something gonna...
Yes.
You're very special, kid. We're gonna find that place you belong. And they're gonna take you.
He belongs with you.
Don't you want to learn more of that Jedi stuff?
Right now, he just wants the ball and he wants to be with
Back
Data.
to your own kind.
Alright. What's the title? The Tragedy. Fuck?
That means something bad has happened or is gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, Tython. Now you're just gonna have to find that temple.
Looks like that's the
Oh.
magic rock I'm supposed to take you to down there.
You just happen to stumble upon it?
That's how it is in Star Wars. They always arrive at the right place when they go to a new planet. Almost always.
Looks like we're gonna have to travel the last stretch with the windows down.
Like that, alright.
Whee!
That does look like an ancient place.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is it.
I wasn't expecting for this to happen already, actually. I thought maybe something was going to happen before they got to Tython, or another detour, but no.
Jedi, do you? This is the Seeing Stone. Are you seeing anything? Ahsoka told me all I had to do was get you here and you do the rest.
Maybe he is doing it. The butterflies.
Oh, wait.
Wait, what the That's Life 1, right?
Yep. He still has Slave 1. Okay, I just mentioned Boba. It seems like... Oh my... Fuck. They did show us Fennec, Ming-Na Wen's character. Did show her in the previously on... What the fuck?
We don't have time for this. We gotta get...
Okay. This just turned into a video game mission. Protect your ally while he's doing his thing. Holy shit. It's fucking Slave
See
1.
if I can buy you some time. Can you please hurry up?
Definitely looks like we're out on location here.
Yeah.
I wonder where in the world they... Oh! Shot this. Speaking of shots.
Been tracking you, Mandalorian.
Fuck! Fuck!
Aww, you're so happy.
I'm here for the armor.
If you want my armor, you'll have to peel it off my dead body.
Not
That one.
Nope.
I don't want your armor. I want my armor.
Yeah.
That you got from Cobb Van back on Tatooine.
Are you Mandalorian?
A
No.
simple man making his way through like my father before.
Yes.
Did you take
And if you remember, I don't miss.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Fennec,
right
yeah.
here, Mando.
You point that gun away from the kid, or I'll drop you both where you stand.
Just give him the fucking armor.
Let's all put down our weapon.
You look like you've just seen a ghost.
Well,
Well,
Dead.
yeah.
He was left for dead on the sands of Tatooine, as was I. But fate sometimes steps in to rescue the wretched.
In my case, Boba Fett was that. fate.
Whoa. Holy shit. How did he... Okay.
I'm now in his service.
See, we're offering a fair deal under the circumstances.
interesting.
Team up. Team up.
Team up!
And here's trouble. All right. Do it. Fuck. This is exciting.
Prove your worth, Boba!
Oh, gonna see Boba in action.
Time to go, kid!
Nope.
He's a chillin'.
Nope. Not gonna happen. Shit. Is it gonna be the Dark Troopers?
Nope.
Just good old useless Stormtroopers.
Do it yourself.
Oh. All right,
Yeah.
Boba still got it. Holy, that's brutal. So you can use that thing for brushing bantha teeth and beating up stormtroopers. Damn. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. Get down. Ah, nice. Nope. No one's left. Go grab your armor. Yes, please, 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 please. Where's Mando? Did he just get knocked the fuck out from that force shield thing?
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, he's such a badass. Oh man, you got more. Next wave. Oh. Okay, there we go. Get up, buddy. Get up. Don't try it third time. Just gonna have to protect him. Yeah.
Just stay there. I'll be back soon.
What if when he gets back, Grogu's gone? Oh no. Shit. Nice.
Okay, let's move in.
Shit, that Beskar. Come on.
Ooh. There he is.
Yeah, he knows how to use that ammo.
Yep.
Fuck, this is... Don't mess with Boba. Oh!
Damn. You most certainly proved your worth.
This is all I wanted ever since I was a kid. Look at that. Oh!
Oh, shh.
And it's gonna, yeah. Both of them. I'm thinking he missed that ammo.
Mm-hmm. I was aiming for the other one.
No, what?
There goes the Razor Crest. What the
No,
hell?
no, no, fuck no.
Better get to your ship.
Just had that damn thing fixed.
Have the Dark Troopers been engaged?
Momentarily.
Whoa, they look pretty badass. And yes, they are droids. And I'm thinking maybe they're made of Beskar. These versions. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Oh my god, oh my god.
We could use a Jedi right about now. No! Oh.
Oh.
And here's Slave 1.
Don't let them get away.
Affirmative.
Boba, watch out.
This isn't
spy stream, I can see the Imperial cruiser with my own eyes, heading down.
This is not good.
Oh no, that's what I was afraid of. Grogu was gonna get taken. I didn't expect for him to lose his fucking ship though. As well. The ball.
Keep the ball. Oh yeah, of
Oh
course.
yeah, the fucking spear. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're gonna need that when you go up against Gideon and his Darksaber.
Visca,
Hmm.
I want you to take a look at something.
Oh.
Boba Fett. This is my father, Jango Fett.
Your father was a foundling.
Yes.
Oh, he
He even
was.
fought in the Mandalorian civil wars. We agreed, in exchange for the return of my armor, we will ensure the safety of the child. Until he is returned to you safely, we are in your debt.
Nice. Okay.
Damn. And they're gonna go back to Navarro now. Pick up even more allies. Oh, it's so good to see Slave One again. I like the Razor Crest, but this is an improvement.
I need you to locate someone in the prison registry.
Ooh.
Ex-Imperial sharpshooter. Last name Mayfeld. Apprehension of Gillespie system.
Ah.
Prison
There he is.
I need to spring him to help me locate Moff Gideon's light cruiser.
Ha!
You know how I feel about the Empire, but these stripes mean there are rules I need to follow.
They have the kid.
Come on, yeah. He's gonna gather up a bunch of allies for this one. Go get Cub Banth as well. Ha! Damn, okay, okay. Whoa, Grogu's strong. And he wants to see how strong. Damn.
You are angry.
Yeah, and afraid. It's not
Yeah.
good.
You've gotten very good with it. Have you ever seen one of these?
Oh.
Put it in shackles. Let him know we have got our donor.
Yes, sir.
Donor for whom? For what? Specifically. Oh, those are some cute little handcuffs.
No, not cute.
Not cute, sorry. Fuck! Whoa! Another pretty amazing episode. Even though, like, with the outcome, and I get why you're making a sad/mad face right now. Because they fucking took Grogu. But that's what needed to happen for Mando to go and get all his allies and for things to really kick into high gear for these last 2 episodes. Is my thinking, at least. So it's gonna be 2 episodes that are more or less, you know, linked together, the same as episodes 7 and 8 from season 1. And speaking of allies, he's got Boba on his team now. And Boba is, like, in his debt because he gave him back the armor. And Boba even proved that, yes, this is my armor. Handed down to me by my father, Jango Fett, who, indeed, was a foundling and fought in the Mandalorian civil war. So they are actually bringing that in, because that was part of Legends before. Sorry, I'm just going to turn this down. Chapter 14, The Tragedy. Yeah, that title makes more sense now. You were not happy. Not at all. No. They took freaking Grogu, or Baby G, according to you, and they blew up the fucking Razor Crest. That's real sad. We were talking about early on if he was gonna lose the Razor Crest back when, like, after everything happened and that ice planet with the spiders and Trask going in the ocean, and the very poorly work he had done by the Moncal. But then he had it fixed on Navarro, and it looked like he was gonna be able to keep it. But no, it got blown up, and now he's on board Slave One instead. Which I said it during the reaction, but this episode gave me what I've been wanting to see live action ever since I was a child. Pretty much.
You've been a Fett since you were.
Yeah, like I've always been very, very fond of the character Boba Fett, and then also Jango Fett when we got introduced to him in the prequels. And you know, they introduced me to Mandalorian lore and getting into that and everything about the armor. So just seeing everything come full circle in this episode and seeing what a badass he is. Like, what he did in this episode is way cooler than anything we ever saw him do in the original trilogy. And he didn't do much. Like, he was pretty much just there to look cool in the original movies. And then he got thrown down the Sarlacc pit, but he didn't die. And like we knew he was alive from the first episode, or that's what most people, they were going like, yeah, sure, that's Boba Fett, that makes sense. But they didn't really confirm it until this one, when he actually said like his name out loud, Boba Fett, and his father, and we got some history there that I just talked about, and the fact that Jango was actually fighting in the Mandalorian Wars. The armor was given to him by Mandalorians, and then he probably just broke off afterwards. And I'm thinking that's why they say, because if I remember correctly, in the Clone Wars, there's an episode, or like an arc of episodes, where they get into like the cloning, and they go to Camino, and then they also talk about the original person, the guy that they're all cloned from, being Jango Fett, of course, and the fact that he wasn't really a Mandalorian. So maybe he was brought up as a foundling, fought in the civil wars there, and then he broke off afterwards. And that is something that I've read about in some Legends stuff that is now Legends, comic books and whatnot, where he was fighting against Death Watch, actually, in this civil war, and being taught by a guy named Jaster Mariel, which is like in the very, very old stories, Jaster Mariel was actually Boba Fett, and he just took the name Boba Fett. And but that was before they established that Boba was a clone in episode 2, and you know, that's where the whole continuity thing, it didn't really add up anymore. And I think that's part of the reason why Disney, when they bought Lucasfilm, that they just decided, no, everything pretty much before this point is non-canon now, because there's a lot of stuff that really doesn't make sense. There's still inaccuracies in the new canon, but sorry, I just wanted to get that in there, that it makes sense that they're still pulling from Legends in a way, it seems. But what did you think about this episode, besides the fact that you're mad that they took away Baby G and blew up the Razor Crest?
It was interesting. I feel like when I think back, it's not that a lot happened. Like they got to Tython, then they fought. Baby G was taken away, and that was it. Then of course they left to go to Navarro and pick up some, or at least some traces, or what? Not traces, trails.
Some allies, and
4 allies. So it's not, I don't think that story-wise a lot happened. It was more like cool action and a little bit of bonding, and that was,
and basically just setting up the last 2 episodes. I think that's most of what this episode was. Is like, now we had Mando on a mission, he's going for Tython. And that was like his only goal, is to get to Tython and place Grogu on the stone, and then hopefully a Jedi was going to show up and just take it from there. That didn't happen. Instead, Boba showed up, and there was a little bit of a fight going on there at first, or not really, but it was like a standoff, and that quickly turned to, oh shit, stormtroopers, the Empire's here. And then there was, as you said, a lot of fighting, a lot of action going on, and very, very cool and very well done. And like Ming-Na Wen, the actress, she got to show us once again why she's such a badass and doing all her own stunts, I think, as well. Like, she's really good at that stuff. And if you've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., she's amazing in that series. And then, of course, Boba Fett being a complete badass. I can't say that enough. Like, little Sonny is so happy.
Yeah, but as I said, nothing really happened.
Well, Grogu didn't get to send out the signal.
Yeah.
So that might come into play.
Yeah, it's like he definitely called out. So if
something happened, yeah.
Yeah, so if he's been heard, that's also interesting. And will that person go to Titan, or will that person be able to actually hear Baby G for...
Yeah, they're gonna figure out where they are, where they're heading with Grogu. Once again, who's gonna show up? Is someone gonna, like? I'm thinking that's what we're getting in. Like, they put out the signal, so something is gonna show up, and maybe come in as gonna rescue them, or it's gonna be a big help towards the end of this season. Gonna come in at the last moment. Perhaps, maybe, or maybe they're gonna get through this whole thing and rescue Grogu and defeat Gideon, and then someone's gonna show up. It's don't want to theorize too much, but we've got some people that like we've met throughout this season that can still come back, and like I'm pretty sure we're not done with Bo-Katan, for example, and. I could easily see this series moving in the direction of, Mandalore and everything going on with that, and liberating Mandalore, because it is called the Mandalorian, so that would also make sense.
And I'm sure Bo-Katan has, like an old score to settle with a certain someone with a darksaber.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure that she would love to team up to take down Gideon, so she can get darksaber back, so she can reclaim Mandalore, that. So maybe he's gonna gather her as well, and that's why we're not done with her yet entirely.
Yes, I'm hoping, and I also mentioned Cobb Vanth. Like, I would like to see him again. He even said, like, I hope that our paths cross again. Something to that extent. Back in that episode. Ahsoka as well, I guess. Maybe he could go ask Ahsoka, but I think that episode worked more or less as a backdoor pilot to we're gonna do an Ahsoka series at some point, and the focal point of that series is gonna be her looking for Ezra and Thrawn and all of that.
Yes.
So I don't think we're gonna get back into that whole thing
for a long time, at least, because we know that Moff Gideon, he is answering to Thrawn.
No, we don't know that.
Oh, okay, then I misunderstood, but I felt like
he might be like he's answering to someone. Is that Thrawn, or is it Palpatine, or is like someone else? Because there's still the whole thing with the cloning, and what are they using Grogu for? Like, what do they actually need a donor for? Exactly. That still remains to be answered, even though we can guess.
But the way I understood it is that he answers to Thrawn, and if he's pulling the strings, then that might come into play again later if he is, the grand puppet master.
Yeah.
And at least they might cross paths at some point, and we will see that, and maybe that's when we see Ahsoka again. And I don't know. I just feel like if you just drop someone's name just like that, you have to follow up on it. I just feel like it's if you name drop someone and you don't say some leader, like an unknown leader or something like that, if you actually name drop someone and you don't pick up on that name during like all the time, people who are new to this are gonna think about like, who is that Thrawn guy, and why don't we know anything about him? And I think it's
why
just
was
that,
he even mentioned? And
yeah,
why
exactly.
didn't we ever see Ahsoka again?
Yeah, it's like, well, then you have to follow up on it at some point, at least to some extent,
Yeah.
and just, you know, only using a character and a name drop as a backdoor is a bit shoddy work, I think.
Yeah. I have a feeling that what they may be trying to build here is something like what they have with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where there can be a lot of different series, a lot of different movies, and they will, you know, lead up to certain events into each other, and characters will pop up in different series and movies. And maybe that is what they're building to here. But I agree that they should also address Thrawn and Ahsoka again at some point during this series, now that they have, you know, thrown them out there, both the character and the name drop, as you said. But I wouldn't be surprised if we won't really dive into it until we get an Ahsoka series.
Yeah, but that's definitely not what I meant. Not, you know.
No. I'm saying I agree with you.
Okay.
Anyway, I think we're on the same page here. But when it comes to what we're building towards here at the end of this season of The Mandalorian, I do think, yeah, now he's gathering allies, and then he's gonna go and try and get the child back, get Grogu back from Moff Gideon. And you mentioned that Bo-Katan, she probably wants her Darksaber back. But what if Din Djarin, or the Mandalorian, what if he's the one who gets to beat Moff Gideon in a sword fight or a Darksaber versus Beskar spear fight? Because he has that spear, and I'm pretty sure he's going to use it for something, and it's going to come into play against Moff Gideon. Because, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I remember that, I'm pretty sure that they say during Rebels, or maybe it is actually in Clone Wars, that whoever beats the person who has the Darksaber, they inherit the saber, and they are the heir to Mandalore, like technically, in a way, or to the throne of Mandalore. So what if that's what they're building towards, that he's ultimately gonna become the Mandalore? It's just a little theory. I don't actually think they're gonna go that route, because I think it would be more interesting if it is Bo-Katan and Mando. He's just gonna help her regain the throne, because that could result in some friction between Mando and Bo-Katan. And if people, like, if some of the Mandalorians who maybe come to the rescue during the last couple of episodes here, and they see Mando or Din Djarin beating Gideon, and they're going to be like, no, he should have the Darksaber, and they go against Bo-Katan. Like, once again, I'm just theorizing here. I don't think that's the route that they're going to go. No, but it could make for an interesting story there.
Yeah, I just don't feel it. You know, sometimes you have this weird gut feeling when you start down some character's path, like their destiny and whatever. And I just feel like, I don't feel like the whole Mandalore thing, I don't feel like the whole Darksaber thing, I don't feel like this whole Moff Gideon thing has much to do with, it's like, it's not, I don't feel this connection between Mando and his path and that whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's Bo-Katan's path, and her destiny is to, you know, beat Moff Gideon, get the Darksaber, get Mandalore. And I feel much more that the whole thing about Din is that he's going through this journey, but he has a kid, and he's like Lone Wolf and the Cub, or whatever that Western was about. It's like you have this person that's more growing into becoming a father, and like the child is his destiny, I feel like. And getting to, because I don't know, it's very hard to explain, because I don't have all the pieces yet, and I haven't really pieced out the
it's we're just theorizing, but I get what you mean, and I don't see Din Djarin becoming the Mandalore in the future, and that being like his main focus, because like at least not right now. I can see maybe the series going in that direction at some point, and that Bo-Katan and other Mandalorians and the entire, you know, Mandalorian culture and the planet Mandalore, like that's gonna come into play later on, and it is going to be a big part of the series. But for right now, it is more about this guy and his relationship to this very small yet somehow old child. Their connection, which they also touched on a lot in this one, episode. Yeah.
And I think that's also a lot of why I feel that way, that this is his destiny. It's about the child, and also a little bit with the last one with Ahsoka and everything we learned about the child in that one. And this whole thing with you need some training, and then you are dabbling too much in the possibly on the you have too much fear and too much anger. You have you like now you being the kid that you need some sort of grounding person in your life, or you need some sort of balance or stability or something like that. And I know he all the time he wants to, I don't know, give away the child, or just for him this whole time was just about giving away the child to someone else who can then pass on their knowledge or whatever, and him just leaving them the child in their care. And I don't know, it just feels like there's so much more to it than just that, and that they are bound to fulfill each other's destiny in a way. And I can be completely off here.
No, I think for a lot of people that is what this show is now. It is about these two characters. At first, when we heard about that, this thing coming called The Mandalorian, a Star Wars series on Disney Plus with the main character is going to be a Mandalorian bounty hunter, and that's what we thought we were going to get into, like a bounty hunter show, and going to follow him on his journey and different bounties. But already from the first episode, at the very end of that one, we got a big holy shit moment. Is that a baby Yoda? And then the whole thing spawned and the internet exploded. So that's what, for many people, that is what the show is now. It's so very much linked to the character of Grogu as well, just as much as it is The Mandalorian. And I did bring this up during one of my latest gaming streams, where I kind of asked people, like, what would you think about if they got to a point in the series where they did find a Jedi for Grogu, and he was going to be trained at a secure location, and he didn't really need Mando to be there, and Mando was maybe going to go off with Bo-Katan and do the whole Mandalore thing without Grogu, and then Grogu is just going to be safe and training, and then maybe we're going to return to Grogu at some point. Like, what would people think about that if they chose to go that route? And most people in the chat, they were like, no, that's not what this show is about. I wouldn't like that at all. I want Grogu to be in every episode, because it's just as much about him as it is about The Mandalorian. So I found that interesting, because I could see the show going in that direction, because it is called The Mandalorian and not The Mandalorian and the Child. But I totally also get why, people don't want them to not have the child as a main focus of the story in the series. So yeah, it can go in many different directions. And I feel like we've been talking a lot about this episode where almost nothing happened, but still it did. Yeah.
That was not what I said. Or maybe that was directly what I said, but that's not what I meant. It's just I'm just... in broad strokes, nothing happened, because this was basically just...
They were pretty much just in this one location for the entire episode, and just defending themselves, and then we got to the end, and now we've set up the last two episodes. That is essentially what we've done here, and I am so excited for what's going to happen. And we haven't even discussed that, like what happened in the very end when he was going out back to Navarro with Boba and Fennec, where he's talking to Cara Dune, and she has actually accepted this marshal role for the New Republic, the badge that she got in that episode, the siege at the end by the pilot. She's keeping to that. but she still very much has an axe to grind with the Empire. So maybe she is still gonna join, but she did help him track down another person we've seen before, Mayfield's. Bill Burr, my man, he's gonna return. We're gonna see him again. I'm actually really glad that that's gonna happen, because I very much enjoyed him and the episode, and the fact that, like, I even think we talked about it at the end of that episode.
He's gonna come back.
He's gonna come back, because they left them alive, just locked up. But as I just said, we've been talking for a while, and I think we've talked about pretty much everything that happened in the episode, and a lot of theories. So if you don't have anything else,
if any of you are wondering, it's pretty damn fucking cold, and it's getting colder by the second, basically. So yeah. I just wanted you to know. It's not that I'm getting angry or anything. I'm just cold.
Oh yeah, that's why you're like almost
yep
rolled up into a ball.
Yep,
is what you're saying. Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this reaction and review of The Mandalorian, Chapter 14, The Tragedy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. May the Force be with you always. Bye.
Bye.